Hey, what's up, guys and girls? This is Midori, and I'm back with another episode of Draw Midori. Now, today I am working with the SWAT Kats. This is T-Bone and Razor. If you don't know who the SWAT Kats are, they were one of the animatronic characters and animated shows from the 90s. Pretty much it debuted in 1993, and it lasted about 2 seasons to about 1995, the fall of 1995. It was pretty much canceled, but I'm going to get into that a little bit later. As you can see, what I've been starting with, what I always start with, is the skeleton, and I usually just block out the shapes, really big shapes, not really thinking too much about details or anything like that. I always use my either 4H pencil or a 2H pencil. So sometimes I go really light, sometimes I go really dark. It really depends on my mood. This is pretty much a in-between when it comes to the line thickness and how dark the lines are going to be. So as you can see, I did all the details of T-Bone, and now I'm working with Razor. Razor is pretty much the shorter, slightly skinnier cat that's in the series. And in the series, if I remember when I was a kid, Razor was actually sort of like the smart one, and T-Bone was pretty much the muscle of the group, the one that's like a hothead, and Razor was more like Nobu, like a Donatello type of character from Ninja Turtles, and T-Bone was pretty much Raphael, if you ask me, but like a cat version. So now in this stage, I'm pretty much I'm using my Copic multi-liner as always, and I'm starting with a 01 to just do the basic outline of the drawing. And then after I'm finished with the outline of all the details in the pencil art, I'm pretty much going to go into starting with the Copic markers. Now, to go back on what I mean about a little bit of the background of the SWAT Kats. So they ran from 1993 and they got canceled in 1994. In 1994, it was, 1995 it got canceled, but in 1994 it was actually rated the one of the number one Sunday morning cartoons. And the cartoon was actually produced in America, so it's an American cartoon. So it's not like it was produced overseas in Japan or anything like that. It was actually produced by, I believe the company was called Hanna-Barbera. So it's one of those old schools American animation studios, like stuff like Flintstones, Scooby-Doo, and it was a really popular show. And then I remember as a kid, 8-year-old me was like, this is pretty cool. This was, pretty hot. This was before people started watching Dragon Ball Z. So, 1993, 1994, Dragon Ball Z was still, like unknown to most American people unless you watched the tapes. And even then, Dragon Ball Z ended like 1995. So in Japan, so it didn't come out in US till like 97 in the US. So back then, all we had was, these type of cartoons, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Transformers, even though that's technically Japanese, but you know what I mean, like a lot of Saturday morning cartoons. And it got canceled, and the company owner, Ted Turner, he canceled the series because he felt like it was too violent. Can you believe that? Too violent. Little did he know that years later, something called Dragon Ball Z, an anime, would like take over America, and he canceled SWAT Kats, which probably could have ran pretty long, like something like X-Men, but he canceled it back then, and a lot of fans, it's pretty much became a cult classic to a lot of fans. Just recently, they just announced that this was maybe 2 years ago, I think, that there was 2 or 3, maybe even more, they're gonna remake it on Kickstarter. The funding has passed, and you know, hopefully we're gonna get, you know, some new SWAT Kats, because it was, back in the day, it was really good cartoon for its time. You know, it was one of the top Saturday morning cartoons back in the day. But yeah, this drawing is coming to an end, guys. Thank you for you know, joining me, and be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That's the finished piece right there. Up next, I will be doing another beloved character from back in the day, 1989, which is Soul Reaver, and I'm gonna focus on Raziel, not Kane. I'll do Kane later, but definitely Raziel. I'm pretty much looking forward to that. You guys have a great day or great night. Check you guys later.